Darkseid special, number one. The main story is by Mark Evanier and Scott Collins, and I like this a lot actually. This main story in
Yeah,
this
me
issue.
too. And
So
I like that this has got because Kirby's actual 100th birthday would have been this week, just gone. So it kind of feels like they saved the Dark Side one for that week because it's
it does. It's his
probably
biggest.
the biggest character that from DC at least that
Yeah,
they've
from
got
DC.
there.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I think that's fair. And the story here is basically it's a group of characters who have escaped from the orphanage, from old Granny, and Darkseid's pissed and he wants them back. And it does a lot of like stage setting at the start where it's like all this like third person narration talking
Mm.
about just what the life in Apocalypse is like and how these characters dream about escaping every night, even though it's because we find out it's been 3 years. They've actually been on the run for 3 years, and like they're terrified of being caught, and like Darkseid's actually killing his generals over not finding them, and he eventually sends out the old
Furies.
the female Furies after them. And the whole thing does feel, pardon the pun, apocalyptic. Like, just everything about the way, because it talks about how like, you can't even tell night and day apart most of the time.
Yeah, things like how they never stay in the same place for more than 2 nights because they don't want to
Yeah,
make it too easy, so they'll just keep on the move.
and they feel because the main character Michaela, like the main one who escaped, she talks about how she starts her journal every single day with "This is the last day of my life" because she just assumes it will be, and then she says how she feels relieved when she goes to sleep at night because she's realised that that's actually wrong. It wasn't the last day of my life. I got at
Yeah.
least one more in me. Uh, I actually like this a lot. Like I never know how I'm going to feel with stories that are billed as villain centric. And arguably, I don't think this is. I think it is from these characters' perspectives of
I
the
th Right, I think I was going to
yeah
say it treats Darkseid right, where he's still just this mysterious threat.
yeah.
He's
He's
just
not
there.
he's not the protagonist, and I don't really feel like he ever should be the protagonist. I think that's something with villains that I just have this opinion on is that the villain should never really be the protagonist of the story. Certainly
Right,
not.
because then you're kind of rooting for them by nature of them being
Now,
your.
of course, there's anti-heroes, and that's a different ball game. That, of
Yeah.
course, like, you can have them, but I think when you've got someone like Darkseid or even someone like the Joker, when we're talking about Joker movies happening, I don't think they should ever be the protagonist. They should still be. I mean, you can call the movie the Joker, and you can have the Joker be the main threat in it, but they should still be from the perspective of someone
Yeah,
else.
it can be about the Joker. Like this is
Yeah,
definitely about Darkseid. It's the effect that Darkseid has on his world and
yeah.
how people view him and why they feel the way they do. But it does all of that without actually being from Darkseid's perspective.
Yeah, because it all boils up. They eventually captured the characters, and a lot of what Michaela talks about through the issue is how he only has power because people fear him. In fact, he's actually scared that he'll lose that power if everyone ever realizes that. And she actually, she's been captured. She's like down on her knees, and Darkseid's like going to kill her with his old beams, and she's like, "Hey, since I'm about to die, can I like give you my opinion?" On you is basically what she says, and he's like, "I have seconds, speak." And she's like, "Yeah, like you actually like you're scared that if anyone ever realizes that your power is rooted in them being scared of you, that you'll then lose that power." And he basically is like, "Well, since you're about to die anyway, you're right. Like it's my fear, it's my nightmare every single night that they'd actually realize that if they don't fear me, I have no power, and the only cure for this is for more power, and that's why he has this constant thirst to expand and have more power and all this."
Yeah, that was all just like he was based on Hitler. So he's this dictator, and then like it's the idea that all dictators need power, and whatever they have isn't enough. Even though they have their world, their country, whatever it is, it's like it's still. Even if there's one thing that rebels against them, it's like okay, they haven't got that complete control. So they always need more until it's complete, but it never can be.
Yeah, because the whole even starts with the statue of him being defaced
Right, and
by
that's
by
enough
this group.
just
Yeah,
to let him know that it's like he's not all powerful. He hasn't got all that control that he wants and needs.
yeah, and of course she actually records this on her mother box, and she throws it out because she's told the one last buddy that's not been captured yet to be in the outside of the building or the south side, whatever the side is, and she throws the mother box out with the intention that he can grab it and then play it back to the masses. The Dark Side gets so terrified, like it's a rare moment of fear for Darkseid, where he gets so terrified that he turns and he just shoots his beams down, like, you know, as quickly as he can, and he does get it. He does get it. Now, in the chaos, Michaela does manage to get out, and her and the other guy do run away. But it's like the fact that she got him to admit it, like, even if she didn't get the recording, even if, like, the fact that she put him in that place only for a minute, like, how infuriating is that to him? It's just
absolutely.
It's beautiful stuff.
It really is. It's fantastic.
And it ends with her saying, "Oh, there's a statue over here that I've not redecorated yet," and that's kind of like it's like this final little moment of defiance. So the defiance.
We've got him to admit it. We just need to keep fighting because they know it's getting to him.
Yeah, the resistance, continues. Like, it's not dead. Like, and that's kind of the overall point of this issue. So, but no, it's
arguably that's kind of when the resistance is born, because obviously before they're just surviving, but here it's like no. He's admitted it. This works. We can do this sort of thing.
Yeah, like as long as it may be, there's a chance of victory. Like, it doesn't seem like it's just like before they couldn't allow themselves to hope anything. Whereas, like, no, he admitted this. So no, and also I like the little tidbits of he's like, yeah, the first escapee from that orphanage just caused me nothing but grief, and it's quite a little shot of Mr. Miracle. So no, I like that. But no, I liked how the book looked as well. I liked the art. I liked how I liked the tones, all the sort of reds and origins for Apocalypse, and it felt like they were in the fires of hell like the entire time.
Yeah, I like that when you can see the sky, there's all these orange glows, but whenever they're hiding, it's all like dark blues, purples, greys. It's all the idea that they're hiding away from the reality of the world.
Also, it feels very industrial as well. It's like an industrial mixed with hell. It's got a very kind of I don't know, like slave alien planet kind of feel, which is what it is, to be fair. But like, it has that feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can almost envision the moment in a movie where it cuts to this planet, and right away what type of like location it is and the sort of things that are going on. Everyone's sweaty all the time. Everyone's working. Don't want to be working.
It's just strong visual design, isn't it? You don't need any more to know what it is.
Exactly. So. No, I really like this story, and because again, like, I had no idea what to expect, because I even think like Mark Evanier, like, I don't think I know him from anything.
I know that he's a Kirby historian.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is what he's generally known for.
Interesting. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what to expect in terms of writing quality, but sure enough,
delivered, didn't it?
It did. So. I recommend the main story wholeheartedly. There's two backups. Well, there's a backup, and then there's like a reprint of an old Kirby story. The backup, though, is a little OMAC story, where basically the one-man OMAC sort of soldier kind of storms the castle, as it were, to his superior because he's been turned into a war criminal. And you get another mention of Brother Eye, which you've been pointing out the last few weeks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Brother Eye and OMAC, go hand in hand.
This was okay. Like, I have no feelings about this little backup one way or the other. There was nothing to really.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, but I really like the art.
Yeah, sure.
It was really nice and clean, and the colours really popped and stood out. It kind of had like an actual Kirby-esque feel to it in the art that some of the others haven't.
Yeah, it felt grand for what it was. It was so short that I didn't really get time to really attach to anything or care about anything that was going on a great deal. It certainly wasn't bad though. It was
enjoyable enough, but there wasn't much to it.
Yeah. So no. But no, the main story though, Resistance.
That was great.
But I think that's what the title of the story was the Resistance was the title.
Yeah, was it?
On the title page, yeah.